back, listeners, to another episode of Seasonal Affective Wellness, Mind, Body, and Soul, the podcast where we explore the highs, the lows, and everything in between when it comes to a woman's life, her health, and all aspects of navigating the midlife landscape. I'm your host, Susan LoPresti, and I wanted to come on today and talk to you about seasonal depression because it's definitely a real thing. They call it SAD for short. So I wanted to get into it because we are in fall and soon we'll be changing back the clock. So we'll be getting darker earlier. And I just wanted to come on. I wanted to let you know that it's not your imagination, that all of a sudden you feel very blue in the winter time and you just don't have the energy and the excitement and the drive that you do in the spring and the summer. And I want you to know that you're not alone. It's totally a normal thing to happen. And I want to tell you about it so you understand what it's all about and how you can, just alleviate some of it. So let's get into what seasonal depression, or sometimes they call it seasonal affective disorder. And that's when it's called SAD for short, SAD. And it really is a type of depression that's related to the changes in seasons. And the condition typically begins in the fall and it continues in the winter months. And I know that I definitely get it, so I know it's a real thing. And some forms can cause depression also in the spring or the early summer as well. So approximately about 5% of the US population will experience seasonal depression. 5%. Women are more likely than men to experience SAD, and symptoms can appear really at any age at all. And SAD most commonly appears between the ages of 20 to 30 years old. And typically, the further that one is from the equator, the more at risk you are for seasonal depression because you're further away from the sun. So symptoms of seasonal depression are consistent with those that occur with other forms of depression. That's why you're not really sure, like, is this related to the seasons or is there something else that's going on? Unique symptoms are associated with carbohydrate cravings, increased appetite, excessive sleepiness, and also weight gain. And some common symptoms can really range from feeling depressed most of the day, nearly every day, losing interest in activities that you once really enjoyed partaking in, having low energy, having hopelessness or worthlessness, or also irritability will be a symptom of this as well. Loss of interest in pleasure and activities that you always enjoy doing, you just don't have it in you. You don't want to be bothered. Actually, that's like the name of the game. You're feeling sluggish, you're agitated, you're having difficulty concentrating on different tasks that you're doing, also work-related tasks. You're feeling hopeless, you could feel worthless or guilty. You could have guilty feelings as well. And you may experience difficulty sleeping or staying asleep, and yet others will oversleep. So there's that whole thing going on. And then, like I said earlier, there's carbohydrate cravings and also weight gain. And in severe cases, there's also thoughts of suicide and death. Symptoms most commonly will appear during the fall, and they usually last through the winter. However, people with the opposite pattern have symptoms that begin in the spring or the summer. And symptoms specific to winter onset SAD include oversleeping, appetite changes, especially a craving for food high in carbohydrates, weight gain, tiredness, and low energy. And symptoms specific to the summer onset of seasonal affective disorder include trouble sleeping, so you have insomnia, poor appetite, weight loss, agitation, and anxiety. Researchers from the University of Maryland found that depression worsened during peak periods in people with both bipolar disorder and active pollen allergies. Isn't that interesting? The worsening of depression after high pollen exposure wasn't fully explained by the severity of people's allergy symptoms, rather than a lack of sunlight. Spring onset seasonal affective disorder may be linked to high levels of inflammation promoting chemical messages called cytokines. So there could be that going on as well. The exact cause of SAD remains unknown. However, there are several possible causes, including that your circadian rhythm or your biological clock may be disrupted by the decrease in sunlight, leading to feelings of depression. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter or a chemical messenger that's in the brain, and low levels affect mood and might play a role in SAD, and reduced sunlight can cause a drop in serotonin that may trigger depression as well. Melatonin is a sleep-related hormone, and I've talked about this in so many other episodes. Serotonin is secreted by the brain, and it plays a role in sleep patterns and mood. And low levels of serotonin have been linked to seasonal depression, as the change of season can disrupt the balance of the body's level of melatonin. There are a few risk factors to increase the risk of SAD. And the first one is that women are more likely than men to experience depression, and the condition occurs more frequently in younger adults rather than older adults. Additional factors associated with increasing your risk of seasonal affective disorder include family history of it. People with SAD may be more likely to have blood relatives with SAD or other forms of depression. So there's definitely a genetic factor involved with this. And having major depression or bipolar disorder may worsen, especially during this time of year. And if you already have these conditions, if you're already depressed, this can just make matters worse for you. And also the distance from the equator, like I said, SAD appears to be more common among people who live very far north or very far south of the equator. And this may be due to the decreased sunlight during the winter and the longer days during the summer months. So, what are treatment options for this? Because we all are looking for a cure, right? We don't want to be going through this every single year, and it does affect people where every single year. So, if symptoms are severe and they're impacting the quality of your life, you need to speak to your doctor to ensure adequate care. If you're currently on medication for any condition, talk with your doctor about adding natural remedies to help lessen the symptoms. It's important to understand that natural remedies are not necessarily considered cures. In most cases, users will feel relief from symptoms with no adverse side effects, which is why natural solutions are preferred by many. And traditional treatment for seasonal depression disorder utilizes the use of phototherapy or bright light therapy. And the idea behind light therapy is to replace the sunshine that you miss during the fall and the winter months. So light therapy is effective in up to 85% of diagnosed cases. And white fluorescent lights are used to mimic sunlight. So let's take a look at some natural solutions, because we always want to go towards natural solutions and give them a try before we decide that we want to get on a prescription med. And I'm not bashing prescription medications, but there are plenty of things that we could do before we turn to a prescription med. So in addition to light therapy, there are several science-backed solutions for treating symptoms that are associated with seasonal affective disorder. So some popular methods include a dawn simulator, natural light, vitamin D, definitely have your vitamin D levels checked, diet, exercise, cognitive behavioral therapy, journaling, and also aromatherapy will help. So let's look at what a dawn simulator is. Dawn simulators are known as wake-up lights, and they help relieve sad symptoms by producing gradual light. Wake-up lights are alarm clocks with a unique twist. Instead of waking up abruptly with a loud buzzing sound or music, they stimulate the rising sun by providing light that gradually increases with intensity. Emitted light gets brighter over 30 minutes prior to your wake-up time and can be accompanied by gentle nature sounds like rainfall or birds singing. Those are just two examples. And research has found that dawn simulators to be just as useful as a light therapy box for people who are suffering from mild SAD. Additional research has found that these dawn simulators seem to increase athletic performance and enhance cognitive performance as well as to lift your mood. So that's something that's really interesting, and that may be the key to a lot of other things that you could have going on. So I'm going to put in the notes a site that could help you to pick out one. And the site reviews various brands, and it also lists the pros and the cons of each design. So I'll put that in the show notes for you. So how do these wake-up lights actually work? Some of the benefits of the wake-up lights include helping your body to gradually stop the production of melatonin. Now, remember, melatonin is the hormone that makes you feel tired, right? So slowly stopping production before you wake up allows you to feel more refreshed when you get out of bed in the morning. Most users find it easier to get out of bed when they use the wake-up light as compared to a regular alarm that jolts you from your sleep. And I don't know about you, but waking up to an alarm, even if it's soothing music, for some reason, it just grates on my nerves. It doesn't work for me. It really doesn't. It sets me off in a bad mood. I would much rather wake up to light. And I have curtains where I leave them open just a little bit. So when the sun starts rising, the sun does come through my window. So wake-up lights are ideal for waking up during those dark mornings of winter before the sun comes up. A wake-up light can help you to adjust your natural circadian rhythms, and which directs the body's sleep-wake-up cycle, and it also is an easier transition from night to morning. And many who suffer from seasonal affective disorders find wake-up light can help to minimize those symptoms. And then the next thing that I want to suggest is you need to get outside. If even the tiniest ray of light is peeking through the clouds, get outside. For those with SAD, getting out during the day as much as possible to take advantage of any sunlight is really crucial, even if it's cold, right? Bundle up and try to get as much sunlight as possible. Break up your workday with an early afternoon walk to soak up some of the vitamin D. You may want to do it earlier in the morning, or you may want to do it a little bit later in the afternoon. Whatever time frame works for you is what's right for you. Everyone is unique. Everyone is individual. And I like to use the word bio-individuality. Everyone works at their own pace, but certainly make it a priority each and every day to get out into sunshine. You're not likely to be getting enough vitamin D from the sun during the winter months, but getting outside will help to boost your spirits for sure. In addition to getting outside, keep the curtains and the blinds open to let in as much light as possible when you are in your house. And according to the University of Michigan Depression Center, the brighter the environment, the better you'll be. Let's talk about vitamin D deficiency, because vitamin D has been termed the sunshine vitamin, and it has been linked to depression when levels are low. So there are two forms of vitamin D in the diet: vitamin D2 found in some mushrooms, and vitamin D3 that's found in oily fish, fish liver oil, and also egg yolks. You want to get vitamin D2 and vitamin D3. If you suspect that your vitamin D levels are low, have your doctor run a screening test for you, and you'll be able to determine if that's true or not. The natural form of vitamin D that your body makes from sunlight can be obtained from the vitamin D3 supplement. The other type of vitamin D, D2, some clinical studies suggest that D2 works as well as D3. However, D2 is not the form of vitamin D naturally made by our body. And SAD patients in particular are frequently found to have low levels of vitamin D. About 42% of the US population is vitamin D deficient. However, this rate rises to 82% in Black people and 70% in Hispanics. So let's talk about vitamin D supplementation. A study published in the Journal of Nutrients showed participants who took vitamin D supplements experienced significant improvement in their depression. Vitamin D needs depend on some various factors, including age, your race, latitude, season, sun exposure, clothing, and more. Additionally, some studies have shown that daily intake of vitamin D needs to be higher for individuals who aren't being exposed to the sun. Such individuals may include those that are living far from the equator, using sunscreens, or fully covering skin when outdoors. And there's a lot of confusion around that because we're told to use sunscreen every day. So how do you find that balance? Be sure to check with your doctor, like I said, before incorporating supplementation, and also discuss dietary habits to ensure that you're achieving optimal levels. Now, my suggestion to get the vitamin D that you need from the sun, which is the most natural way to do it, is to go outside early in the morning when the sun is first rising without sunscreen. The sun is still not strong enough. It's still very low in the sky. Spend 15, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, also depending on your skin tone. If you're very fair like me, I would say 15, 20 minutes is all you really need. If you have darker skin tone, and everyone knows their own tolerance, their own level of how long you could stay in the sun before you start to see yourself burning, go with that. But if you go early in the morning or late in the evening when the sun is about to set, you're getting vitamin D, but you're not getting the strong effects of the rays of the sun that are unhealthy for you. And then, of course, we need to talk about diet. Diet is always involved. Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food. That was from Hippocrates. And even though it was years ago, it still holds true for today. Sad sufferers crave more starchy carbs and sweet treats, which leads to making you feel even worse. So it's a catch-22. Transforming your diet can make a significant difference in your health and your well-being, as well as your mental state and also your mood, right? So you'll want to limit the consumption of refined carbs, such as processed foods like cookies and crackers and chips, and white carbohydrates. You want to limit or remove them as much as you possibly can. When you do get the urge for a carb, and you will, you want to choose complex whole grain varieties like whole grain pasta and bread. Other good options include fresh whole fruits and vegetables, brown rice, and also lentils. And research has found that including more omega-3 fatty acids from oil, fatty fish like wild-caught salmon, mackerel, and herring, as well as vegan options like flax seeds and hemp, which help to boost serotonin levels, which serotonin is the feel-good hormone, right? Lean protein, leafy greens, and fish will keep your hormones in check and increase serotonin levels as well. Additional foods linked to increased serotonin levels are those containing high levels of tryptophan, which include turkey, chicken, nuts, bananas, peas, pumpkin, and also spinach. While there are a lot of different diets that have lofty claims, they really do, curing you of all your ailments, one thing that stays consistent among them is the priority in whole, healthy foods. You cannot go wrong if you're eating whole, healthy foods and you're eliminating processed foods. Today, I want to share with you the Healing Foods diet, right? It's a powerful diet that will provide you with the nutrients that you need to manage SAD. So take a look at the shopping list that I'm going to put in the show notes. There'll be a link. This diet specifically targets the 5 aspects of your health. It decreases inflammation. It alkalizes your body. It lowers blood glucose. It eliminates toxins, and it's optimal nutrient intake. Right? So the Healing Food Diet recommends equal amounts, 33% of clean protein sources, healthy fats, low glycemic carbohydrates in the form of fruits and vegetables. Start by replacing unhealthy fats with healthy ones. Avoid hydrogenated and partially hydrogenated oils, trans fats, soybean oil, canola oil, and vegetable oils. Get them out of your diet. Only eat grass-fed animal products, grass-fed and free-range meats, or from many fatty acids missing in the standard American diet. Remove all refined sugar grains and processed foods from your diet. This includes white rice, white pasta, and white bread. Many hidden sources of sugar include lunch meats, which no good, Pizza, sauces, bread, soups, crackers, fruit drinks, canned foods, yogurt, ketchup, and mayonnaise. You need to stay away from them. Let's go on to talk about movement. Regular exercise is a must for beating SAD. Trust me, I understand the struggle. It's tough enough to find the motivation to exercise when you're feeling your best, let alone when you're feeling out of sorts. I totally get it. However, this is the one technique that I must insist upon. You really need to push yourself. Maybe you need to get an exercise buddy who can help to motivate you and push you to do it. But regular exercise has been proven to help with traditional depression as well as winter depression. So no matter what type of depression you are suffering with, regular exercise is going to help. Studies show that staying active increases the production of your feel-good chemicals, such as serotonin, that can help ease depressive feelings and even brain fog, right? You will see a difference in your mental ability once you start exercising. And research also reports consistency and frequency of exercise offers the most positive effects. Exercise is a long-term treatment, not a quick or one-time fix. You need to be doing it consistently. And you know what? Look at it like this. You need to be doing it for the rest of your life, especially if you want to stay healthy. The key is to find something that you truly enjoy doing, that you'll want to keep doing for a long, long time. So let's take a look at some options. I have my favorites and I will tell you what they are, but I want to give you not just my own favorites, but let's look at some exercise options. Some of my personal forms of exercise, if you're like me, is going to a class. I love going to a class because that helps me to be motivated with other people. And I missed it terribly during COVID, and I was doing classes online. But honestly, it's not the same as being together in a room. And now, thankfully, it's safe to do that. And I've met a number of friends. You know, like after a class, we may say, hey, you want to go out for a cup of tea? I mean, we don't want to go for a Big Mac or anything like that, but a nice cup of tea after a yoga class is just perfect. Or, you know, so you just make friends. And it's nice to have someone that you could look forward to seeing who will help to hold you accountable to actually go to the class. So if you're looking for group classes, try Plyo. This workout incorporates techniques from both yoga and Pilates. And it's really a great combination of both. There are no weights that are involved, but it still delivers a great workout. And classes can be a little bit hard to find, but if you're into home workouts, you know, which I like to go to a class out, but sometimes if I get lazy, I just want to be indoors and stay home. You can try DVDs, either by Beachbody. They have some wonderful DVDs, or you could also go to on-demand options, and I will put a link in the show notes for that as well. Cycling classes are precisely as the name implies. It's a great cardio workout that you can push as hard as you want or as little as you want. And just whatever your comfort level is, go for that and enjoy it. Les Mills is a brand of classes offering a wide range of fitness options. Body Flow, for example, incorporates yoga, Tai Chi, Pilates, or Body Pump, which is a fast-paced workout with light to moderate weights. And classes are easy to find, and I will put a link where you could locate classes that are close by you. That'll be in the show notes as well. Other great options include yoga, Pilates, weightlifting, running. So what is your favorite way of getting movement? Whatever it is, go do that, right? Research has found that cognitive behavioral therapy may be used for treating seasonal affective disorder. Cognitive behavioral therapy provides hands-on, practical approach to problem solving. The goal is to change negative patterns of thinking or behavior to change the way a person feels. A study published in the American Journal of Psychiatry found that CBT, which is commonly called, might even be more helpful for sad patients than light therapy over the long term. To start, a therapist will help you to identify negative or false facts and replace those thoughts with healthier, more realistic ones. CBT helps to make you aware of negative thoughts before teaching you how to replace those negative thoughts with positive ones. The goal of CBT is to help a person change the way they feel by shifting how they perceive a situation. I want to talk about the power of journaling. Journaling can be a great tool for depression and for expressing your thoughts and your feelings, which can have a positive effect on your mood and ease your sad symptoms. Journaling helps to get to know yourself, right, better by bringing thoughts and feelings to the surface. You may discover you're worried about something that you didn't know was upsetting you until you wrote it down. Journaling helps you to take control, and for many people that are suffering with depression, journaling helps individuals take an active role in treatment by empowering you to do something to help yourself feel better. This is the perfect opportunity to identify negative self-talk so that you could change it. Don't hold back, right? This is a space to be honest and to be free and release whatever it is that you're holding on to. So write regularly and for as long or as little as you like. Take notice of your thoughts as you're writing. What are you thinking about? This allows you to identify patterns in thoughts and in your feelings. And you may notice stress is a trigger at a particular time of day, or interaction with a specific person may worsen your symptoms. Keep a journal, and that can help to shift negative viewpoints as well. And a great way to do this is to also keep a gratitude journal. So let's get into what a gratitude journal is. A gratitude journal, and I would want you to do it in two separate books or two separate journals. You want to keep them separate. A gratitude journal can be particularly influential for those needing a boost. So it can lower your stress levels. It can help you feel calmer, especially at night. It will give you a new perspective on what is important to you and what you genuinely appreciate in your life. It will help to provide clarity on what you want to have more of in your life. And also, it will give you clarity on what you can do without in your life. And it can help you learn more about yourself. And it can also help you to become more self-aware, which is really important. And on days when you're feeling blue, you can read through your gratitude journal to reaffirm all of the good things that you have in your life. Sometimes you need to be reminded of that. So simply set a time, a few minutes each day to write down a few things that you're grateful for. Do that every morning. You may want to do it when you get up in the morning and you are brewing your coffee. Maybe you're waiting for your coffee to brew. Sit down and write in your gratitude journal. If you can't think of anything to be grateful for first thing in the morning, think about the fact that you woke up. Some people go to bed at night and don't wake up in the morning. So you're lucky in that respect, right? That's something. And that will get you on a roll. Okay, I woke up this morning. I have coffee being brewed. Some people can't afford coffee. There are people out there that cannot afford a cup of coffee. So there's another thing to be grateful for. And then I want to talk to you about the power of aromatherapy. Aromatherapy is so important. Essential oils are packed with potent plant compounds. SAD affects the body, it affects the mind, it affects your spirit, and aromatherapy can address all three of these aspects for you. So essential oils have the unique ability to stimulate regions in the brain, including those that influence one's mood and the internal clock as well, which affects sleep and appetite. So use a diffuser to dilute a few drops of oil to infuse into the air or inhale a few drops on a cotton ball. So some mood lifting, and you may want to write this down, or you could come back and listen again, but some mood lifting essential oils include lavender, bergamot, lemongrass, clary sage, chamomile, peppermint, and frankincense. Try 2 of these popular blends. 2 drops of frankincense with 2 drops of bergamot and 2 drops of orange. You could do 4 drops of lavender and 3 drops of chamomile. You could do 3 drops of peppermint, 3 drops of lemon, and also 2 drops of orange. That is the end of today, and it's already September, and we could expect that this is going to happen, especially when we change the clocks back and it gets darker much earlier. So make sure that you're getting out into daylight each and every day, even if it's for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, walk down the block, walk to the corner, whatever it is you have to do, but get outside into sunlight. If you enjoy this episode, please kindly share it out with anyone who you know and love who may be suffering with seasonal depression. It's real and it affects so many of us, and it may affect you as well. And you may not even realize that that's what's going on with you. Also, I wanted to let you know that I have a new program coming out again that's called 30 Days Heal to Rejuvenate. We're starting November 1st. And what that program is all about is every day for 30 days, we will be on Zoom talking about another way of staying healthy, improving our health, enjoying our lives. It will be everything from physical health, emotional health, spiritual health, and we will just talk about everything under the sun as far as ways that we can get healthy, rejuvenate our bodies, enjoy our life for many years to come, and be free of illness, be free of depression, be free of anxiety, heal our gut, improve our brain health, improve bone health, you name it, we will be discussing it. Please be sure to follow me here on my podcast. Leave me a review, leave me a comment. When you do that, it helps to put me in front of more people. The purpose of my podcast is to spread my message wide and far to as many people as possible, because I believe that if we're going to be living longer, we want to be living longer and healthier so that we're enjoying our lives. We don't want to be living and just waiting for the day to come that we pass on. That's not living, that's surviving. And we want to do more than survive. We want to thrive. So, on that note, again, thank you for listening. I appreciate each and every one of you. And until the next time, be well, stay happy, and bye for now. Take good care, everyone.